Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to StarRupture. Today, this is something that everybody basically can use. I know some of you prefer using the cargo dispatchers, but basically, if you want to make like one base that can feed everything and never run out of resources, and you don't want to like run around too much and bring most of your structures like close by. This is something that could help you even if you're using dispatchers to control the outflow and inflow of the resources to your buildings. Before, like in all of my videos, I call this a triplet system, so even the casual players who are new to, let's say, the automation games can actually replicate this. But basically, mainly these are called load balancers. A load balancer is a system that actually circulates your resources in a way that suits your system best at the moment. So what does it do? Look, it has... and by the way, it's very simple. The structure is simple. Look, it is just storage buildings connecting to each other. What is important here is the direction of each of these little fellas that are here. So as you can see, like look, I have wolfranium farms there. I have these titanium farms here. These produce 240 materials per minute, like all three of these together. But this thing is eating around 600 material per minute if the factory is fully functioning. Some of the places are not allowed to produce anymore, so it's not giving output. But as you can see, like look, there is titanium coming from here. There's titanium coming in from here to the system. There's titanium coming from here to the system. And they're all coming from this section. And what is this doing is that by sending the overflow of resources from here to here, and then sending into other sections of my, let's say, base, I am able to never run out of resources using this one. And how it helps, look, for example, I have an extreme need. Okay, one second. I was collecting stuffs. Okay, this should be enough for now. Alright, I was just making other factories and wanted to actually show you guys this one too. Look, the resource flow is from the left side to the right side. That is the inflow. The outflow is from the front. See, like front is sending. This right side is receiving. So if you look at the directions, look, comes from right. This one, because it's getting from here, it is distributing it to that side, and to the front, and to this side. Then all of them are sending into the next lane. Next lane, because it's receiving from here, is distributing it to the center. And this one, because it's getting it from the back line as well, is distributing it to the center too. And then they're sending it forward, and here, because all of my outflow mostly is from there, the overflow from this section is going here, and then it's being distributed to the left side until the end, so we never run out of resources in any way. But let's say, right now, I have full items here, but this did not have enough resources in it to send outside. What are you gonna do? You are just going to delete one lane here, because you want to balance this, okay? For balancing it, now I will put this from left to right. So now, even this will give resources to this one in case this thing runs out of resources. So even if it works faster, and this section is not able to, let's say, give enough resources to this building, this side will also help the resource outflow from here to the other side. Let me show you how I did it for the other ones. One second. Okay, look, this is an example. I deleted the lane here so you guys can actually see it. So what is happening here is, look, right now this is another load balancer. It gets resources from the last section, and if it's not using or sending or it needs any resources down below, see, like if it's full, it sends it to the right side. If that's full, sends it to the right. Right. But see, like the picture here, what does this mean is that at this section, or from this section, I start to have more usage of resources than what my system can actually handle. So I have an insufficiency on input. So what I will do to this is, give me a second. So look, I currently have a lot of wolfranium farms. Like, I have one here. I am bringing all of them here. There is a load balancer here, a load balancer here, a load balancer here in my map. And now that I have, for example, insufficient wolfranium here, all I do is, instead of going all the way there, making resources, sending back there, I just went to the load balancer here and got a lane and connected it here. And now, look, see? They are about to arrive. Yes, Marius, we are waiting for you. It is a little bit far away. I should have connected this and then started the video. Maybe. Yeah, see? Because of the priority system, it's not flowing in enough. But basically, as much as needed is coming in. And it's gonna be a wave of, let's say, survival that is coming. Yeah, there we go. They're starting to fiddle in. Yeah. And based on how many or how much you need, you can actually prioritize your systems and everything that they can actually handle. But because of the call system, sometimes the machines get clogged. You will not have enough of the stuff coming in, not going out. And as you can see, like, as far as these machines are functioning, if there is a leftover, let's say in another section, you can just connect it basically to here, and it will send the missing resources that are in the system just here as soon as possible. But let me show you another example. Okay, so another thing that this thing is good for is, let's say, balancing out or making sure that your system always uses the most capacity out of. Like, one of the things you have to do, like, whenever you're making these buildings, you're gonna put things in front of them. Like, maybe you put one, you connect all 3 lanes to the central one, yeah, but that will not help you, because, look, right now I have 3 furnaces next to each other. They are sending them to, let's say, these, but look, because this side is needing more of, let's say, this item. What was the name of this thing? I forgot. Inductor. Alright, because it needs more inductors, but this side doesn't need it. The balance of this balance loader is false. Why? Because as you can see, like, these are sending it enough. Even this is clogged, so this section does not need any more inductors. What we will do here is, look, I had to actually change this like a while ago, so I can make this video. Look. Now, because I want to balance out the incoming from this back line to the right side, all you need to do, just go back, look, boop. Now, see, the overflow or the non-used, let's say, capacity of the production of this back line will now be flowing into the system, and from the system to the right side, and from the right side to the buildings that are in front of it, so it can make the next production line become easier to handle. Let's say, even for big production, I always like try to make 3 of these, or more if I could, based on the need. But basically, you need the load balancer for 2 main things. One, management of smaller resources in one main building, or managing, let's say, your raw materials that are coming and going from different places. Let me show you a very good example here, how I'm doing like a load balancing out here. Because I have a wall of China made out of just load balancing and, let's say, first-hand grade 1 materials. And by the way, I am making videos about mathematically accurate independent builds. Like, if you guys have watched my videos, I'm making a compact base here. And it's keeping going on, but because a lot of you guys prefer not to make it compact and make buildings in other sections, I made that video so you can actually have more, let's say, OCD friendly plus mathematically correct bases built. I even tell you how much raw resources, bars, or buildings you need. I show you all of the line. I will show you a snapshot of it at the end of this video. But about load balancer, see, like, this area is right now receiving all of the resources that exists here, okay? From helium to, let's say, the titanium from the wolfranium and everything, and even the titanium that is here, this building is receiving it all. But instead of like giving them directly to somewhere, number one, I'm storing them all here. Number two, I made a flow from this side to that side, and all of these are now, even with the spaghetti that I made here, I will make this a one lane, but because I did not have lane trees, I did not make singular lanes. With lane 2, it's better to have a spaghetti than have anything else, because lane 2 is just too lame. Yeah, that's why a lot of places in my base are spaghetti. Lane 3 doesn't need a spaghetti, but lane 2 definitely needs a spaghetti. But anyway, see, like, because right now the resource outflow is going to the left side. Like, see, these are all connected to, like, these, and they're feeding it. But in case these things start working and I get low resources here, you know what I did? Look. Because the balance was being broken here, because this part was not receiving enough resources to give out to this section, what I did is I took one lane out and I put it back inside of there. See, like this thing? See? This is just taking overflow of material to the other section, and it's sending it, circulating it back to the system itself, just to make a positive loop. Yeah, and you know what why I'm doing it? Because, look, these raw resources are coming from a very, very far land. So by the time they get to this place, this will start like becoming slower. So I made a loop inside the system itself. So now resources that are flowing are going to the other side. Resources that are, let's say, in the front line are going back and looping in an infinite loop just to go back here and be fed to the system and feed these things. Right now, because I've left my base a long time ago, these are not working, but basically when these are working, this place is a massive thing. Like, you know what I can do with this? One thing I will actually do for my base is I'll make all of the bar production and first-hand material production like in just one singular lane here, and just send the materials inside my base, because I'm like making the superstructure here. But basically, yeah, this is load balancing, and in general how you can actually circulate materials inside those storages. It is not that useful for, let's say, storaging your higher level, high grade items. It is best to be used for grade 1 raw resources, grade 2, grade 3, and things like this that you don't need at the moment, so you can just store them, or maybe you can equalize it, but later you're gonna need all of the valves and so on for the other buildings that you have. Man, those resonators are gonna be really bad. But yeah, if you have any questions, like, see, like, this load balancing goes on all over my base and everything sends it. Like, see, like the back line is not loading, but the front row, it still has materials. See this? This is all because these sent to the middle distributes it here, so everybody wins. And yeah, that's a story that's been going on like forever inside of my base. It takes a little bit of extra space, but it is totally worth it. Or look, for example, I do not have enough helium coming from that side, so I connected another helium line here, and because this section is not receiving enough, I am making up for it by putting more helium from the other side of this. So see, now the front line is 24/7 sending materials, but the back line, well, might be empty, because, well, this line does not have enough resources to pay for this and this. The payload is just low. Yeah, this is load balancing basically. This is a very simplified version of it. I'm even using it for my refinery, for example. See, like, even the refineries are backing each other up, so if the front runs out of resources, the back just sends it there and there, send it there. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the compact base. Let me show you a small part of it, and in those guide videos about mathematically accurate compact bases, I show mathematics and everything related to, let's say, what you need, where you need, how many you need, how they will come, how many they will come, and what you will produce. You will know per minute productions. I'll even show you the Excel sheet. that backs this build up. But yeah, basically this is the real compact base. Compact, let's say independent bases, and I'm gonna make one structure for every single resource out there until, let's say, the resonators, scanners, nanofibers, and pressurized helium, and so on and so forth, and generators and so on. So yeah, feel free to subscribe and like the video if this was helpful, and if you want to see more guide videos like this. And especially because I'm starting to just make all of the buildings and structures for the backline productions like this, so this is going to be helpful. This is I'm, by the way, like giving exact same number of resources you need for the next generation production, so you don't have to ever build another factory again. As always, thanks for the likes, thanks for the subs, hope the load balancing system helps you to circulate your resources better, and, well, thanks for the memberships and supers as well. As always, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies. And if it's daytime, I hope your outputs are always at maximum in all of your bases. See you in the next video, fellas. See you in the next video.